Hey there everyone, welcome to Violet's Dream Tarot. So today we're doing a reading based on a reading that I already offer in my shop, which is called Fairy Tale Your Story. So this is not the same as the reading that you would get in the shop because that uses a particular spread that I devised, and it kind of looks at your entire life like a story, and we see where you are currently, where you've been, what the goal is, and how you can get there, etc. So this is just going to tell you what is the next step in your life, what's coming towards you. So basically it's a few kind of questions mixed in together really, because if we're seeing your life as a story or as some kind of fairy tale, then you're always on a journey. Like the hero is always on a journey, whatever story you're reading, whether that's a physical journey of going somewhere or whether it's an internal journey of discovery, there's always some journey that they're undertaking. So this is like the next chapter for you, what's coming towards you and what will you be experiencing, but hopefully also we can get some advice for you from this reading. And today we're using two different types of tarot cards. I've got two sets and I love how they've all come together to form this kind of like purpley, slightly indigo color scheme, because that's one of my favorite colors, as you know. Purple purple is my favorite color. But I want to say thank you so much to She's Lawny for sending me this beautiful happy tarot. You are so generous and have been so patient because it took so long to arrive, but thank you so much for your generosity and your kindness in sending that, because now we can use that for the channel, and so lots of people will benefit from your kindness. So please do show her some love in the comments, everyone. And also we're using just one card from the Inner Child cards, which I recently got, and these cards turned out to be much bigger than expected. You see how big they are here? Well, they came in an enormous box. Like, I'm just going to show you how big this box was. Like, they came in this box, and the guidebook is this big. And it's so wasteful as well, because this enormous amount of paper, they've written in such big work, like such big font, and they've left so much space, and I just feel like they could have made it a lot smaller and saved some paper, but there we go. Rant over. I also want to say a big thank you to my patrons, especially Alex, Kat, Alexandra, Ashley. Thank you so much for your support, and anyone who wants to become a patron, there is a link to my Patreon page in the description box if you want to help me out to buy new decks like those Inner Child cards if you like those, new dice as well if you like those, new charms, etc. I would eventually like to get a better kind of camera set up, because I know we often have problems with the camera tilting or falling because it is just my phone balanced on some tarot boxes, so it's all very DIY around here. So I'm going to show you the piles now. So if you do want to become a patron, thank you so much. You will have my eternal gratitude. Pile number 1 has this Clover card. It's this Clover. I don't know which deck this is from, but it must be from a Lenormand deck, because basically when I bought the Inner Child cards, they arrived with some, like about 8, maybe 9 or 10 cards just randomly chosen from different decks, just I guess to show you what else you could buy from that company, but they didn't say which decks they were from, so it kind of defeats the purpose. So if you know which decks these cards are from, please let me know in the comments. This must be from a Lenormand deck. But anyway, pile number 1 has this Clover card, and I love the purple colour surrounding it. Pile number 2 has Volke, wolves, and this is also quite a purpley bluish kind of ice colour, and the back is this lovely sparkly starry purple. And this was the number 2 and 6 here, and this number is 62. If that means anything to you, you might be drawn to that card. And then pile number 3, it's a rune card, and it says Oman, and the back is this Very nice design, kind of Celtic design in many ways. But the people in these cards, they look either Norse or Slavic to me based on what they're wearing. But I'm pretty sure this rune is called something else. It's called Othala, I think. I would really love to get some runes and learn how to read them so that I could offer you all some rune readings as well. So hopefully I can do that in the future. But yeah, if you know where any of these decks are from or what they're called, please do let me know. Just so I know which decks they're from, it would be nice to say this is from this deck for anyone who likes the artwork or the style of the deck. So you can take as much time as you need to. You can pause the video and you can go by whichever card you felt drawn to or whichever pile you feel particularly drawn to, and just think, what is the next chapter in my story, or what is coming towards me soon? What will I soon experience? That's the question you should be asking yourself. And you can feel drawn to things differently. So some people will feel like a gut pull. Some people will feel a kind of sensation in between their eyes where the third eye chakra is. That is often a feeling of intuition there. Some people just won't be able to draw their eyes away from a particular pile or card. I know other people like to put their hand over the screen and kind of feel whichever feels warmer, the pile. So whatever works for you, that's completely fine. And I do also want to say, everyone who wants to book private readings, the link to my Etsy page is in the description box, but I do ask that when you book a reading, you leave your name, your question, and your email address. And if there's anyone else involved in your question, for example, if you're asking about a relationship, then please leave their name as well. And I'm going to start with pile number 1. Hey there everyone who picked pile number 1 with the Clover card from a Lenormand deck. Welcome to your reading. So I'm going to start with the Happy Tarot here and see what your tarot cards say firstly, then we'll do your oracle cards. So what's coming up for you soon? So we've got the Queen of Pentacles. These cards are so cute. We've got 7 of Swords there. And 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so what I see coming up for you is a good time when it comes to finances and studying. I think you will get some rewards for how hard you've been working. If you've been putting a lot of effort in with work or study, then you're going to see rewards for that. But I do also see here with the 7 of Swords, you're going to come up against some adversity. So someone may be keeping something from you or may not be being entirely truthful with you. I'm feeling like for some of you, this will be at work. There is someone who is going to try and copy what you do, or who's going to try and take credit for something you've done. So just be on your guard about that, because I feel like there's someone here who's kind of jealous of what you have or is jealous of what you're able to do. And it's coming up very strongly surrounded by these work cards. So I feel like it's in a work context. I'm not thinking for most of you that it'll be like a personal relationship. I'm thinking it's more in a work context. There's someone there who is jealous of you or just doesn't want to see you succeed and wants to take that success or that ability to get the work done onto themselves, and they want to be the person who's recognized for doing whatever it is that you're doing. So that's interesting. So what else is coming up? Let's look at your inner child card, which is really enormous, like I said before. So we've got Little Red Cap, so Little Red Riding Hood, and this is the Fool card, so the first card in the deck, and also the one that's on the front of the guidebook and on the front of the box for that deck. So this is saying that this is going to be like a new beginning for you. You are closing off a chapter of your life, I feel, and you're starting something new. So whether that's a new job, whether you're moving, whether you are looking for new love or looking for new friendships, if you're on the start of a healing journey or a spiritual journey, there's just this feeling here of you beginning this journey. Like Little Red Riding Hood goes into the woods and she will meet with adversity and she will meet with positivity and people who want to help her, and also this kind of motherly, grandmotherly figure there. So there's some nice synchronicities there with your cards. But I'm being drawn especially to this butterfly that's on her finger. That's just making me think you're going to expand and evolve so much. I'm feeling like it's going to be over the next few months because, like I said, this is like general predictions, so I didn't really set a time limit on it, and this is a timeless reading, but I'm feeling like it's going to be over the next few months for you. So kind of 6 months is where I'd set the limit there. So I think it's going to be, if you're watching this when I upload this video, it's going to happen before the end of this year. You're going to be evolving, growing, expanding, getting to know yourself better, and starting a new journey in many ways. So it's a really beautiful card to get there. So let's see what else we've got. I put some other oracle cards in here. So we've got an Andělské klíče card, which says, Vede tě šťastná hvězda. You're being guided by a lucky star, or you're being led by a lucky star. So that's a really beautiful message there. So I don't think you have a lot to worry about on this journey. Like, I know that new things and changes can be very scary, and especially if you're starting a new job, or if you're trying to make a new life for yourself in a new place, or if you are learning something entirely new, it can be scary to be the newbie or someone who is a beginner and doesn't have a lot of knowledge about something. But I think you are being very much protected and guided by your spirit guides and your ancestors coming across quite strongly, actually, but also your guardian angels. There is a strong sense of you're being protected now, and we are guiding you. I wonder if this Queen of Pentacles card is also referring to ancestors, because that is the motherly energy, this almost grandmotherly, like caring energy that we're getting from this card. And I forgot to say there's a lot of earth energy here, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. That might resonate with you as your sun, moon, or rising sign, or maybe it's your Jupiter sign, or maybe you just have earth quite strongly in your chart. So your wisdom of the oracle card says happy, happy. And that's nice, because the Fool card is all about happiness, and it's about shedding those worries and starting to be more like a child, like inner child healing definitely going on for you here, and just being able to look at the world without so much pessimism. Like, you're able to look at it in a much more happy and optimistic and positive way, and you're able to look at your life with less judgment and with less worry. Like, I feel maybe in the past you've been very strict about timelines that you've set yourself. Like, you've been worrying that you're not married yet, or that you haven't had children yet, or you haven't reached a certain point in your career that you would have wanted to have reached by this time. And I just want to say there's no need to worry about that, group number one, because everyone takes their time, everyone goes on their own track. And just because you might have a cousin who seems to be doing so much better than you in their career, or just because your siblings are all married and happy, or your friends all have children, it's fine for you not to have got there yet. And you don't even have to follow that path if you don't want to. If you're feeling that actually you just felt that you wanted to do that because that's what it was expected of you to do, or that's what your peers want to do, it's fine to go a different path. The Little Red Riding Hood card is all about going down your own path. You know, she's not being accompanied by anyone in the woods. She's being sent down that path on her own by the mother figure, who in this instance we can see as being like your guides and the people who are around you and trying to push you down the path that's meant for you. This path here that we see, it's meant only for you. No one else can go down this path. This is your time now to make the most of what life is bringing to you. And your Sacred Traveler Oracle card is Wise Leader. You are a beacon for others. Okay, interesting. So even though this path is only for you, I think by following your own path and by doing what makes you happy, not by doing what other people want you to do, I think you'll inspire a lot of people around you. I think people will start looking at you over the next few months and thinking like, oh, there's been a change in this person, or she looks a lot healthier, a lot happier in herself, or she seems to be doing really well for herself. Like, there's just this feeling of not envy, but a feeling of, hey, this person looks a lot better and I'm happy for them. So you kind of inspire a lot of other people once you've started going down this journey, because it makes you happy. You know, when you're really content in your life and you get that inner glow. So there's this lovely feeling of evolution for you. I'm going to say that that's your key word from this reading, is evolution, because I just keep being drawn back to this butterfly, and I've noticed now actually that the butterfly is also in the number 0 at the top of that card. So your key word is evolution. So let's put your charms on top now, group number 1. See what else they can tell you about what's coming your way. So what is the next step in group number 1's journey? Okay, what can I see? We've got a lovely guardian angel here, first and foremost. So like I said, I felt very strongly that you're being guided right now and that you're being also protected. Look, we've got a butterfly. That's so great. So yes, definitely. You might want to start wearing, if you have any butterfly jewelry. And now I'm seeing butterflies everywhere. Look. That's so nice. I love it when we get these synchronicities, because I think symbols, they really can mean a lot more to us than just saying like a certain word. Like I think symbols really speak to us on a deeper level. So yeah, butterfly, evolution. You might want to start wearing butterfly jewelry, or if you have like a piece of clothing that has butterfly on it, you might want to start wearing that just to remind yourself that you are evolving, you are spreading your wings and learning how to fly in this life and learning how to go down your own path. So we've got here the dolphins, and this talks about a helpful person. So what I feel here is, I wonder if you're going to end up giving some people some advice about how they can also set themselves free and how they can also stop worrying so much, or whether people are just going to start following your example. There's also the baby carriage here, which is about making long-term plans for yourself. So I don't think you need to worry too much about the planning side. Like I think just allowing yourself to worry less and to not be following a certain defined route that you've given yourself or that your parents have given you. Just allowing yourself to see where life takes you for a little while. I think then you will start to realize that actually there are things you would like to achieve or experience that you maybe hadn't thought of before. So I think your mind will start wandering to different goals than you would perhaps otherwise have set yourself. So you've also got this lovely protective hand here. So you are very strongly protected right now from negativity and negative energies. There's the cactus here, which talks about being in survival mode. So I do wonder if you've been through a difficult time recently, maybe in love, maybe in work, maybe just in your sense of self and your sense of direction in life, and you've been a bit shut down or just trying to get through the days, trying to get through the weeks without stressing or without thinking about what's gone on. And now it's your time to open up and blossom. We've got the olive branch here. So someone may reach out to you, someone who is a good friend or someone that you've lost contact with. I see also the happy couple here. So I think this newfound sense of love for yourself and this newfound sense of unfolding on your path will bring love your way in the future. I see this being a little bit further in the future for you, because I think at the moment with the Fool, your focus has to be on yourself, and your focus has to be on finding what you enjoy about life and finding where exactly life is taking you. Because I think some of you have had some real like existential crises. Honestly, group number 1, I'm feeling this sense of, what's my purpose in life? Or why am I even here when I seem to just mess up everything I do, or I seem to never be particularly good at anything? Like, I'm getting a sense of feeling that everyone around you has their particular skill or talent, or they've found some success for themselves, and you're like, well, I'm just average at everything, or I have this skill but I've neglected it, or I've never had the chance to fully express it or fully develop it. And as I was saying that, I've just noticed this charm here, I love football, which talks about an important hobby to you. So maybe you'll be spending more time writing, if that's what you like to do, or filmmaking, as I see here, photography, acting with the movie camera. Movie camera also talks about that lights, camera, action moment. So everything has been working out behind the scenes for you, group number 1, and you've been sitting around waiting for your moment to shine, and that moment is going to come. You're going to be able to step out onto the stage soon. But it feels like you've just been waiting and not realizing everything that's been going on behind the scenes for you. So I also see here the tennis rackets. So this may be a sport hobby for you, but when I get tennis rackets, I also think of competition. So maybe you've had a time at work where there's been a lot of stress and people kind of backstabbing and trying to one-up each other. Maybe this is to do with your personal life. Maybe there's been a lot of arguments in your friends or family, or there's been a third-party situation in your love life. There's just this feeling of competing and having to prove that you're better than someone else, or that you are in some way more developed than someone else. And now is the time to stop doing that. Like, we're moving away from this now. We're moving away from the negative feelings that come with this gun, this feelings of anger or resentment or jealousy or bitterness. We're moving on from the hurt and the pain. We're releasing these burdens. I can see this weight here. Always makes me think of burdens, things which weigh down upon us very heavily. And now it's time to move forward. And I've got the musical symbol here. This makes me think of joy, of singing with happiness, and also of freedom, because it just makes me think of the birds in the trees twittering. And the cookies, it's also talking about self-indulgence. So allow yourself a treat, indulge in yourself, invest in yourself as well. So if you have the money to buy that expensive makeup or to have that indulgent dinner, then go ahead and buy it. Like, just treat yourself every now and then. I also see the trustworthy charm, which is Taurus energy. And that's interesting that it's landed here on the 7 of Swords, which talks about someone that you can't trust. So I do think there is someone who's trying to like sabotage your sense of self-worth or sabotage your success in some way, and they're passing themselves off as a friend or a supportive person. So do try and identify who this person is. I am getting quite a female energy from them, so I do think they may be a woman. I've just noticed as well as there's a princess on there. So this person may be very high maintenance or may think very highly of themselves, but it may not be for all of you, but I am feeling that for many of you there's this female energy, someone who is pretending to be all nicey and supportive, or is pretending to help you in some way when actually they're trying to sabotage your success. So that could be someone at work, it could be a mother figure, it could be someone in your friendship circle, but do just think carefully if there's someone that might have an ulterior motive there, because you need to distance yourself from that person. So let's see which set of dice I'm going to roll for you now. Group number 1. 2. Okay, so that's the original story cubes. And they look like this. And how many of these dice am I rolling for group number 1? 7, okay. So if you're new to my channel, I use a lot of different divination techniques to make more of a full reading, because I like to see the synchronicities between charms and cards, like we had with the butterfly charm coming out there, for example. So what is the next step on group 1's journey? Okay, let me just take a look at this. Okay, so I see the smiley face here, and this to me, although you've got the happy card, so I do see happier times coming towards you soon, and I know that that will be a relief for those of you that have been struggling with your mental health or who have been through a very turbulent time emotionally. This does look to me like at first you're putting on a brave face, because this smiley face, it looks a little bit forced to me, or it looks a little bit bittersweet. So I do think at first you will be trying to convince other people that things are fine and that you are, you're doing fine, when actually you feel like I'm not okay inside. And I would encourage you also to talk to people that you can trust. We've got this communication symbol here, so even if you can't physically be around them, do talk to people that you can trust. And so I would say people that are closer to you, like close family or very close friends, because remember, there is this person here that might try and talk badly about you, but I'm feeling it's more like they want to take your credit for something, or they want to stop your success. So I don't think it's as much about gossip or anything. I think it's more to do with they want to take credit for something you've done, or they don't want you to be rewarded for something, or they don't want to see you being made a fuss of, or you kind of getting what you deserve for the effort that you've put in. This is someone who wants to kind of tone down your success and make it more about them. So I see also there is the house, the teepee, and the tower. So there's a few different like dwellings here, but the tower, I like that it's landed on this beacon card, because the tower with the dice, not with the tarot, it's a very firm, solid, stable structure. It's standing upright and tall, and so this is just making me think again, you will get yourself into this stable position, and you will be like a beacon for other people. Like, people will refer to you when they're trying to give an example, and they'll be like, oh, like X has done for herself, or, you know, you can also turn your life around like X did, or, you know, everyone goes through difficult times, but look at how well X is doing now. You know, look at what they've managed to achieve despite the difficult times they've experienced. So then we've got the house here, and also the teepee. Firstly, with the teepee, I just think of like child's play, because I don't know if many of you had a teepee when you were younger, like the one that you can put up in the house, and I'm certainly going to get one, like an adult-sized one, because I really, really want one. And I just think it kind of makes a room within a room, and it gives you that little space that you can just disappear into. But I just also am feeling like friends and family from these dice, and I'm also feeling like your home is your sanctuary, your home is your safe space. So I know some of you will be completely sick of looking at your house when I'm posting this video, but I'm feeling like at the same time, if people are getting too much for you, and if work is getting too much for you, your home needs to be your sanctuary. So I'm reading these two in conjunction with each other, and I'm saying like, make a space in your house, whether you do have a teepee that you can fit into, or whether you can make some kind of blanket fort. I did that recently as well. It was a lot of fun. Or if you can set up some cushions in a corner or something, like if you can just clear away a little space in your house that you can go to, and that can be your safe space, so no one can bother you there, or it just looks a little bit different because you're sitting under like a blanket fort, or you can kind of make it separate. If you have a screen or something, you can make it separate from the rest of the house, and that can just be your space to chill, and to kind of forget about the world. So I see here also the dragon, and the dragon in the dice, it makes me think of like, you need to overcome something. There's a difficulty, or like a quote unquote monster that you need to overcome. And I'm seeing it here as well, the person who is afraid of their own shadow. So there may be shadow work that you need to do here, working with the shadow self. There may be things from the past that you need to work with, to release. As I said, it may be inner child healing. So if you were bullied or abused as a child, or felt neglected, there may be things that need to be dealt with there. Or it may be more recently, like if there have been relationship traumas or issues at work where you felt kind of humiliated, or you felt like you haven't been given your worth, or just in general, like as I said earlier, existential crises, feeling like you're not achieving what you could be, and therefore allowing yourself to think negatively about yourself. Whatever it is, there is some element of shadow work that needs to be done. There is some monster that needs to be overcome. On your hero's journey, the hero has to slay the dragon or the basilisk or whatever it is. There is always some symbolic creature there that needs to be defeated, and that can be within our own selves. It can also be outside of us, so there could be negative people that you will need to cut out, or you know, it may even be a place. You may really hate the place that you live in, whether that's the house itself or the town or the country. You may need to just get out and completely change your life, because I'm seeing many of you are going to have this beautiful new beginning. So I hope you've enjoyed this group number 1. That's all I've got for you today. but please do comment below and let me know how it resonated, and please do like, share with a friend, and subscribe if you enjoyed it. That will mean so much to me. If you want to book a private reading, as I said before, the link to my Etsy page is in the description box. And if you do want to help out the channel, thank you so much. If you want to send a deck like the lovely Lornie did with the Happy Tarot, I have an Amazon wish list in my description box. I'm thinking of setting up a list of indie decks as well that I would also really like. They're probably a bit more pricey, especially when you calculate in postage, but I think I'll make it anyway. For myself as well, like I like to see what I would like to get in the future. I like to have it ordered like that. There's also a PayPal link for anyone who wants to make a one-off donation or leave a tip for this reading. And also my Patreon page. It would be lovely if you could check that out if you feel called to. There are exclusive pick a card videos on there. You also get to interact with me. I've been offering angel healings on there recently, and I plan to do that kind of more often. And also every month, at the end of each month, there is a prize draw to win a reading with me. So there's lots of cool stuff over there. So if you feel called to do that, please do check that out, and the link is in the description box. But aside from that, thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you again to She's Lornie for donating this lovely deck. It was really kind and generous of you, and I really look forward to bringing you more readings with this deck and also with the inner child cards. Have a lovely rest of your day, group number 1, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye, take care. Hey there everyone who picked pile number 2 with the Wolves card from some deck, I don't know. This is your reading. So I'm going to look at your Happy Tarot cards first, and then we'll do your Inner Child card, which is also tarot, and your Oracle cards as well. So let's see what's coming towards you. What is your next step on your journey? So we've got 10 of Pentacles. This deck is so sweet. I'm so happy with it. Also got 2 of Wands. Oh no, 3 of Wands, sorry. And I love the little paper boats. And then King of Pentacles. So quite a strong earth energy feeling from this reading. So you may be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or have that quite strongly in your chart. It's interesting because pile number 1 got the Queen of Pentacles and then also another Pentacles card as well. So what I'm seeing coming up for you, group number 2, is if you've been worried about finances, things are going to get a lot better. They're going to get a lot more stable. You may be offered a job, but what I'm seeing more is that with these 2 cards together, you're more like looking at your options and you're widening your possibilities. So it may be that you've been considering only working in the town you currently live in, and now you're kind of broadening your horizons and you're thinking, well, actually I could commute to the next city, or I could move a few cities away, or I could even move country. Like this feeling of opening up your options. And also with the 10 of Pentacles, I'm getting a feeling of like strong family and friend connections coming up. So things are going to get a lot more harmonious in your relationships with your family and with your friends, and also with your home life more generally. So if you've been getting a bit sick of looking at your house, if you're watching this when I'm uploading it, or if you've been arguing a lot with the people you live with, I see that starting to smooth over. And there's almost a feeling of like counting your blessings from this reading so far. Like I'm just feeling that you will get a sense of being much more content with the life you currently have. I'm also seeing a strong connection here with pets as well. Like in both of these cards there are animals. Yeah, so definitely positive things coming in when it comes to your finances, when it comes to studying as well, if you are still studying. I see things going well for you. And also you're starting to look at the world more broadly, and you're starting to make plans about your future. So it's going to be a more stable time coming up, and also this feeling of I'm looking out and I'm seeing what I want to do, and like I'm choosing my path. So let's see what your inner child card says. And as you can see, they're really enormous cards. But this symbol on the back, it kind of reminds me, if you've seen Tangled, the Disney version of Rapunzel, there is this kind of sun symbol against a purple background that's used in that, so it kind of reminds me of that. So your inner child card is the fairy godmother, and this is the high priestess. So here we've got the fairy godmother in Cinderella, because this is Cinderella's coach, and she's turned the mice into horses and a pumpkin into the coach. And I forget what the rider was. Is it the dog? I can't remember. Comment below if you remember. But it's basically this feeling of transformation. And I'm feeling, because this is the high priestess card, this is an inner transformation. So I think what the cards want to tell us is that we all have this fairy godmother within us, and it's our own sense of motivation. You know, we can all change our own lives, and I do get the feeling that in many ways we make our own luck in life. Like we can choose how we will think about our situation, and we will choose whether we're going to try and do anything to change our situation, or whether we're going to just bury our head in the sand because it's too difficult or too overwhelming to contemplate changing things. But I get a very strong feeling of alchemy and transmutation here. So it's like you already have the resources, or you already have these relationships, for example, but they're going to be changed into something better. So if you've had very shaky relationships with your friends and family recently, that is going to transform into something much more harmonious. If you've been having doubts about your job, or whether there's a future for you in a particular career, that is now expanding and improving for you. And I think also, if you've just been kind of worried about life in general and kind of feeling very dull and uninspired, that is going to change for you as well, and you're going to become a lot more creative and a lot more interested in life in general. There's a feeling of motivation that I'm getting from this card. And also, I think the fairy godmother comes to tell us that we can rely too much on other people sometimes. Like, it's fine to ask others for help, and it's fine to enjoy the support and the company of other people. But if we're wanting other people to kind of sort out the problems in our lives for us, then we end up not living our own lives. So if you're waiting for this kind of fairy godmother figure to lend you some money or to help you find a job, like, you need to tap into that fairy godmother within your own self. And I'm feeling also, ask your spiritual team for help. So talk to your guardian angels, talk to your spirit guides and the ancestor spirits that you have around you, because they will be able to help and guide you and lift your spirits in a way. It's funny that we do use that word spirits when we're talking about our own mood as well. Be able to lift your spirits and make you more motivated, and feeling like there's a sense here of your own perspective on life is going to change, and that is going to give you more energy. So let's look at what other cards you've got. So you've got 2 Angelska Klíče cards and also 2 Wisdom of the Oracle cards. I only really wanted one of each, but I decided to take both of them because they both jumped out. So we've got Si pod nejvyšší ochranou, you are under the highest protection. And that's so nice, because that's like this fairy godmother looking down on you. That's so nice. So especially also, I'm feeling like passed over loved ones are around you right now. If you have lost especially a grandmother figure or an older female, then that person is in your energy. And rozhodni se dnes, decide today. Okay, so yeah, this feeling of looking out at your opportunities and deciding to make changes, deciding to move forward down a particular path. If you've been procrastinating, if you've been putting something off, now is the time to move forward and start making those changes. If you've been wanting to enroll in a course, or start learning a new language, or start learning how to do yoga, or whatever it is, it's time to start now, because your ventures now, as you set forward over the next few months, your ventures are going to be protected by your spiritual team. So that's really, really beautiful to get that message. And I like that it's kind of the same angel here, like they both got the exact same color and outfit. That's really nice. So then your Wisdom of the Oracle cards say thinker. So again, like thinking through your options and choosing what is right for you. And TikTok, yeah, it feels like from your perspective, you need to make a decision soon, or like you're wasting time in some way. And I'm not saying that you actually are wasting time, but I think from your perspective, life is kind of running away with you, or you feel like the days are just flying by and you're not getting much done. And so now is the time to change your perspective and to change how you relate to the world, essentially. And your Sacred Traveler Oracle card is Navigating by the Stars, Follow Your Bliss. So again, this feeling of setting out, setting sail, and going after what it is that you want in life, no longer sitting around procrastinating. I don't get the feeling that you need to think about things much more, because I'm feeling that you've got this strong intuition with the Fairy Godmother card there. You've got this strong feeling of, I really do want to try this, but I'm just afraid that if I try it, it'll go wrong. And so the cards are encouraging you to do it. They're saying that there's a lot of positivity surrounding whatever it is that you've been hoping to achieve, or that you've been wanting to bring into your life. And I'm feeling that for a lot of you, this is work related or study related. And for some of you also, it will be to do with moving house or wanting to live in a certain place. So let's put your charms on top now, group number 2, and see what else they can tell us. So group number 2, what is the next step in your journey? I must say also that when I see a lot of Pentacles cards that are very fulfilling, like the King of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles, I see improved health for you as well. So if your health has been worrying you or troubling you recently, I see that kind of working out and smoothing over for you. So we've got a few initials here. We've got V, W, and Y. So that could mean something to you as someone's first name or surname. It could be a place or a company. It could be a job, for example. But if it doesn't resonate, that's completely fine. It may only be for a few people. So I'm seeing this good luck charm here with the dragonfly. And this symbol of protection and faith with the cross. This feeling of, if you have faith, you can do it. Like, you can achieve anything as long as you believe in yourself, and as long as you believe that the universe will work everything out for you. I've also noticed you've got the hope charm here. So don't give up hope. Got stability and security with the anchor. So I'm feeling that actually whatever it is that you're trying to achieve will work out a lot more stable than you expected, and it will work out a lot better than expected. We've got the Ten of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, both very firm, solid, stable, in a way predictable cards. You know, it's not like a volatile or unpredictable situation. There's also the sword here, which makes me think that maybe you've been getting quite defensive about your decisions or about why you want to do a certain thing, or maybe you're almost prepared to come up against adversity, or come up against people who will try and ridicule you for what you're choosing to do, that you're kind of already preparing yourself to defend yourself. I also see a love heart here, so very strongly feeling that you are being cared for and guided by your spiritual team. I'm getting a strong sense of passed over loved ones, you guys, and I don't normally feel that because I don't do mediumship work, although I probably could if I practiced it. It's not something that I kind of want to go into, but I'm getting a strong sense of there is at least one energy here of someone that you've known in this lifetime who has passed on. And I want to say that that's more, I'm feeling it's more a family connection than a friendship one. And I'm feeling this person is older than you. And I think it's very salient that the Fairy Godmother card has come out, because I'm feeling for a lot of you it is a grandmother or mother or, you know, kind of aunt figure for you, but an aunt that would have been involved in your life, you know, not like someone that you only saw at Christmas, high days and holidays, as my mother would say. So I just want to pass on that message, because I'm feeling this strong sense of you're being protected and guided and watched over. Like this angel here has his hand over this little flower so that nothing will fall on it or harm it in any way. So we've also got the flexible charm here. So I wonder if a lot of you have just been kind of keeping your options open and you haven't wanted to make a particular decision. You haven't wanted to settle on anything in case it turns out to be the wrong one. And I see the steering wheel. So this is like a changing time for you. The tide is changing. If things have been going very slowly for you recently, we can see things starting to come into full swing. We've also got the vine, which talks about continuation and endurance. And trustworthy. So this is the Taurus charm here, which also came out in the previous reading, and it also landed on the trustworthy side. So there is this very kind of caring and stable energy around you in the spirit realm, and this is coming from your angels as well as your I call it your spiritual team. So that when I say spiritual team, I'm including guardian angels, spirit guides, and ancestors. And ancestors, they can be people that you've known in this lifetime and they've passed over, or people that are not too far back in your family tree. So it may be a grandparent that you never met because they died before you were born, or it could be great-grandparents. It can also be ancestors so far back, like thousands of years, that they may even come from a culture that you didn't know you were related to. And then there are also ancestors who will be around you that were related to you in a previous lifetime. So that gets quite complicated. So I just prefer to say your spiritual team because it's much more concise. And we've also got the pig of abundance here. So abundance is coming your way, and that's a very nice sign. Always nice to get the pig in a reading. So we've also got the autumn charm. So things might start changing for you around autumn or Halloween time. I didn't put a particular time scale on this reading when I was doing it. It is a timeless reading, so whenever you watch this video, it's going to be like next few months for you, because basically when I was shuffling, I just said what's coming up, what's the next chapter in this person's life, what is going to come their way. So I'm going to say 6 months is like the cutoff point that I would say for this. So if you're watching it when I'm uploading it, then this is going to happen for you before the end of the year, essentially. So it could be in autumn that things change. There's also this frog charm. So this indicates a great leap forward. It indicates things improving for you. There's also the child charm here. So maybe you are hoping to expand your family. For some of you, this child also refers to having that childlike sense of wonder and not worrying about the future. And we've got the octopus coming up as well, and this talks about someone who's very busy. They've got a lot on the go. They've got a lot of things to do and to juggle. The witch with her cauldron is talking about processing something or being in the process of something, and it's landed here on the 10 of Pentacles, so kind of getting towards that sense of feeling stable financially and materially, and also getting to a place where your relationships are much better. But it's a process. So as I say, with this charm, it doesn't happen overnight. It's something that kind of gradually progresses. And also we've got the bat, and the bat talks about fear and the shadow self. And it's interesting because pile 1 got a dice that was referring very strongly to the shadow self. Like they actually got 2 dice that were talking about the shadow self. So I wonder if a lot of you have a lot of shadow self, shadow work, healing to do. I would say pile 1 was more about the inner child, and that could come up here if that resonates with you, the child charm. But I'm feeling for you, it's more like shadow self more generally, and also working on improving your relationships with others and the way that you think about your own life. Like there's this feeling of your own opinions about your life. So we'll do your dice now, group number 2. So which set of dice am I going to roll for group number 2? 1. Okay, so that's the fantasy story cubes, and that's nice because that really ties in with our theme here of fairy tale. So how many of these dice am I rolling for group number 2? 6. Okay, and I think I am going to make this this reading into like a series. So as I said, I'm basing it on a reading that I already offer in my shop, but I'm not going to do that specific reading because that really can only be done for an individual person because it's a certain spread. But I will be doing a few readings on the channel based on your life as a story and things like that, because I really love fairy tales and folklore, and I just love how we can bring things like that into the tarot and into our own lives. So what is the next step on group number 2's journey? Okay. Let me just see what we've got here. Okay, so we've got the Jester's hat. So this is talking again about being able to be more happy and jokey and carefree, like that childlike feeling again, not worrying so much about what the future is going to bring, trying to look at your situation in a much more light-hearted and playful way. Because the Hanged Man is kind of telling me that you've been doing too much thinking in a way. Like I'm getting, because the Labyrinth has also come out here, like I'm just getting this feeling of you've been caught in your thoughts too much. You've been overthinking, you've been overanalyzing your situation and your future. And so the dice are trying to tell you it's time to look at things more like a game or more like a story, a fairy tale. You know, these things that we say nowadays are just for children, but I firmly believe they're not. And I would say, to be honest, some of them aren't really suitable for children because they're very graphic, violent and sexual and all of this stuff. But I think you've got too caught up in the minutiae and in the seriousness of life, and it's time to just let go and see things more lightheartedly and more like a child would. So I also see this little dwarf here, which is a figure in Germanic folklore. So the dwarf, very similar to the gnome, by the way. We've got our gnomes behind us. And I'm getting a feeling strongly that you are connected to earth elementals. So like gnomes and dwarves and fairies and pixies and elves and all these things. I feel that you get a strong connection to that because there's a lot of earth energy from this reading. So this dwarf makes me think of going deep within and finding what is true and what is good within you, because they go into the mines and they go deep underground to find precious metal or to find diamonds or other crystals. That's what gnomes and dwarves do. So it's this feeling of like going within yourself, like the Hanged Man does, but going in there with a purpose, like you're there to dig out all of the darkness and as I said, the shadow work, you know, things that have hurt us, things that are angry or resentful or bitter, digging all of that out and finding the diamond of who we really are. So that kind of pure, unmolded self that we had when we were born. We came into this world with a personality and with likes and dislikes and strengths and weaknesses and dreams and hopes, and it's time to get back to that and stop thinking about everything that's been put on us through our experiences. So what our society or what our parents and family and people at school wanted us to do and what they made us believe about ourselves, the names they called us or the things that they said about us that we ended up believing. It's time to get back to that pure diamond self. So that's a really lovely little message that we've got there. So then there's also Mount Olympus here. So this is the home of the Greek gods. And this is also telling me that you're being really watched over. There's this real sense of being looked down upon from above by lots of different beings and lots of different, you know, spirits and celestial guardians there. And then you've also got a god dice. So when I pull a god charm or a god dice, if you're new to my channel, it basically means that this god is reaching out to you and they want to help you in your situation. So this is Poseidon or Neptune, also a Greek god. So interesting that you've got both of these charms dice together. And you have got a few actual, you know, sea references of this steering wheel and the octopus and stuff. So he is the Greek god of the ocean, of everything that's in the sea, also of earthquakes, because they kind of unsettle the sea. So he's the ruler of the ocean. So you may also feel a strong connection to water elementals like merfolk, for example. But this god is reaching out to you, and so he's saying, you can pray to me, or you can light a candle for me and say a few words, or you can meditate and call upon me and my energy, and ask for my help or ask for my guidance or my support, and I'll be able to help you in this situation. And I think it's interesting how it's kind of landed on this TikTok card, because it's the symbol of the trident, which he uses to stir the sea. And I'm kind of getting like a vision of him striking the water and parting it and showing you more clarity. So it's like this feeling of decisiveness, like here's the direction you need to go in. So he may be able to give you some clarity or give you some direction through your intuition. So if you feel called to do that, and if you feel that resonates with you and that you're comfortable doing that, I know not everyone will be, then do consider praying to or lighting some kind of candle, or meditating upon Poseidon or Neptune, whatever you prefer to call him. So that's all I have for you today, group number 2. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope it's resonated with you. Please do let me know in the comments how it did. And please do like, share with a friend, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. That really does help out my channel a lot. If you want to book a private reading, the link to my Etsy page is in the description. And if you want to help out the channel in some way, thank you so much again to She's Lorny. You are so kind and generous for sending this deck, and I'm really looking forward to doing more readings with it. But if you also want to donate a deck, there is my Amazon wish list in the description box, where I have some decks that I would really like to get for the channel. There's also my PayPal link if you want to leave a small donation or a tip for this reading as a one-off thing, or if you do want to support the channel more regularly, please do consider checking out my Patreon page. The link is also in the description box, and that supports the channel and helps me to get new decks and dice and charms, etc. I would also like to get a proper camera at some point in the future, because I know we often have problems with this camera tilting or falling over, because it's actually my phone and it's balanced on a broken tripod on some tarot boxes. So it's really not a very stable thing, and I would like to improve the quality of the video for you all. So if you go over to my Patreon page, there are exclusive pick a card videos. There is a monthly prize draw to win a reading with me at the end of each month. If you're in the top tier, which is called Ultraviolet, then you also get a reading with me each month anyway, plus you get entered into the prize draw as well. And people have won from that before, where they've ended up with 2 readings in a month. And yeah, I'm trying to be on there as often as I can. I did offer angel healings to my patrons recently, and that was really enjoyable, and I'd like to do more things like that more often. So if you do want to get to know me a bit better and support the channel, do consider checking that out. But thank you so much for joining me today, group number 2. It has been an honour for me to read your cards, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye. Take care. Hey there, everyone who picked pile number 3 with this Rune card. Welcome to your reading. So I'm going to take a look at your happy tarot cards first, and then I'll do your inner child card and then your oracle cards. So let's see, what is the next chapter in your life? What is coming towards you? So we've got the Moon, the 3 of Swords. I love how cute this deck is. It's so sweet. And the 9 of Swords. Okay, so straight away what I can see, group number 3, is that you've been through a tough time. And I think what's going to come for you in the near future, and this is a timeless reading, by the way, so whenever you watch it, it will just go by the next few months for you. I didn't put a timeline on the reading, so I would say my cutoff period is like 6 months in the future for this. So if you're watching it when I'm uploading it, this will happen for you before the end of the year. But what I'm seeing is that you've been through a tough time. You've maybe experienced some betrayal in your relationships, or some heartbreak or grief. And I see you healing from that moving forward. I see you developing yourself more spiritually and learning to move on from this situation that you just feel is a nightmare. I see you learning to move on from a situation where your power feels like it's been taken from you, and you feel like you can't get these feelings out of your head or these thoughts out of your mind. It's like you keep replaying a situation over and over, even though you know that it's hurting you and it's harmful for you to do that, because it's stopping you from moving forward. You're just focusing on the pain you've experienced or the difficult time that you've been through. And it's completely understandable, but the moon here is talking about healing from that. It's time to move forward. It's time to let go of those things that we're carrying around in our subconscious and within ourselves. It's time to release and let go. And whenever I see the lobster here, the lobster for me has a big feeling about not wanting to let go, because I have one charm which I call the lobster claw, and that tells me that someone doesn't want to let go of something. So when I see this lobster here, I'm being pulled towards him, and I'm feeling like it's time to let go now. Like, you've carried this around for long enough now. This could be a grief that you've carried around for years. It could be a sense of unworthiness or a sense of self-doubt, low self-esteem that, again, you've carried around maybe since childhood. It could be a recent breakup or a recent situation that you got into where you were kind of competing with someone else for someone in a romantic sense. But it's time to let go now, and it's time to offer those things up to be healed. So when I'm looking at this card again, sorry, I'm just being pulled back to this card, seeing the dog and the fox, and they're both looking up at the moon, and they both look very understanding and kind of sorrowful, and it's like they're saying, heal us. It's like I'm just getting this feeling from them, like, shine your light on us and heal us and shine through us and take that pain away. That's what I'm feeling. So you can go and join them as well and be healed from whatever it is that you're carrying around with you. So let's look at your inner child card. And as you can see, they're enormous cards. They're honestly so huge. And this symbol really reminds me, I told another pile, it really reminds me of, there's a symbol in Tangled, the Disney version of Rapunzel, where it's like a sun on like a purple background, and it's a lighter purple than this. It's more like this color, but it just really reminds me of that. So your inner child card is wishing upon a star, and this is the star card. So interestingly, you've all got a major arcana card from your inner child card. And so this is beautiful. This is saying, again, the star is a symbol of healing, and it's a symbol of moving forward. And so you are dropping this coin into the wishing well, and that is your act of saying, I'm ready now. I'm ready to be healed. When you make that positive choice and that action that shows the universe that you're ready, like, just imagine your grief or your pain or your loss, your sadness. You can pause the video if you want to do this. Just imagine it dropping like that coin deep, deep, deep into the wishing well. And it takes a while before you hear the splash because it's so far down. And you can then just walk away and not have that, carrying that around with you anymore. So there's this feeling here of you wishing for things to get better. And that's a very sacred and beautiful act when you do that, when you make that wish upon a star, or when you sit up and you pray, or you say in meditation, I'm ready now, I'm open, I'm ready to be healed, or I'm ready for better experiences to come in. That's a very powerful activity, because I think a lot of the time we don't realize when we've been through a very traumatic experience or a very difficult time, of course we want things to get better. We want things to be like perfect straight away. We want things to get back to normal or to get to a place where we're feeling happier. But if we're carrying around that feeling, and if we're continuing to go over the hurt or the trauma or the pain in our minds, then it's kind of energetically saying to the universe, I'm still in this situation. I still want to be here because I still have things to like go through or to learn from this. And so that's going to delay you getting this better life in the future. And I completely understand that we need time to process a situation. That is, of course, I'm not telling you to kind of rush into a new life or rush over something and then you're going to have to undo it later. But I'm saying that I feel for a lot of you, the time has come now for you to just offer up whatever situation it is. It feels like you're done carrying this around. You're tired of carrying this sadness or this grief or this sense of unworthiness around with you, and you want things to get better. So it's time now to make that wish. And if you want to just look at this card and make a wish, then go ahead and do it. Really beautiful cards that I'm getting for you. So let's see what your oracle cards have to say. So we've got an Angelské klíče card here, and it says Buď tady a teď, be here and now. And this angel is meditating, and there is a star above his head, above his crown chakra. So that's a really beautiful image, this feeling of you don't need to plan far into the future. You don't need to go back into the past and relive what has happened or what has been said and done. It's time just now to take each day at a time and to be in the moment. And meditation or yoga can be very, very healing, especially if you are able to do it every day or every few days. It can be very, very positive for you to build up that routine and be able to get to that space where you're feeling mindful and you're able to just enjoy the moment without worrying about the future or the past. Like, it can be quite difficult for a lot of us to just be in the moment. I know that I personally find it very, very difficult to relax. I'm someone who, even if I'm watching something on YouTube, for example, or I don't really watch TV because I don't have time for it. But if I'm watching a little bit of YouTube, I still have to be doing something at the same time. So my friends go mad. They're like, no, just sit and watch this with us. And I'm like, I will, but I will read at the same time. Or I will, but I'll be just typing out this email, or I'll just be, tidying up the room. Like, I always have to be occupied. And so when I'm able to go into meditation, or another thing I like to do is listen to ASMR, for example, or especially if I'm in the bath, because then I can't, be getting about doing stuff. I have to say to myself, look, you're physically in the bath. It's time to just relax and listen to something that will take your mind off all of the things you've got to do. If you're able to put yourself in that situation where you physically can't be up and about doing things, and leave your phone outside of the room if possible, just take that time to be in the moment and not think about the future or the past, even if it's just for 5 minutes, just take that time to connect to self and to spirit. And don't lose hope. That's the important thing as well. Wishing upon a star tells you to get that hope back. And I feel like a lot of you have almost lost hope, or you feel like God or your spiritual team have forgotten about you. You feel abandoned in some way. And that's not the case at all. I was talking to someone recently who said that she had been through a very difficult time, and because of that she'd kind of lost her connection to spirit, and she'd lost almost the desire to connect to spirit in that way. And I said, it's because when you are going through a very difficult time, when you're feeling energies of anger or sadness or pain, that lowers your vibration. And when we do any kind of spiritual work, like if we meditate and we're trying to call in another being, or if we're doing a tarot reading or anything like that, we've got to raise our vibration to meet this higher realm, because they have to lower their vibration as well to come to us, and that can be very taxing. So we've got to kind of meet them halfway, if you will. We've got to raise our vibration. So if we're full of these things that are pulling our vibration down, it's only natural that it will be more difficult to connect in that way. So let's see what your Wisdom of the Oracle cards say. So we've got To the Sea, an Unfinished Symphony. So yeah, it does feel like you feel abandoned in some way. You feel like you've just been left adrift, or you've been cut loose by someone, or you've been left without... I'm feeling like the rug has been pulled out from under your feet. You weren't expecting whatever this situation was to turn out the way it did. But this is not the end of you. Unfinished symphony. You will rise again. You will be able to have better experiences in the future. This is not the end, so do not resign yourself to feeling, well, I'll never find love again, or I'll never improve my career, or I'll never get fit and healthy and lose this weight. Like, this is not the end for you, and that is what Spirit is really trying to tell you here. When I refer to your spiritual team, by the way, I explained this in another pile, I'm referring to your guardian angels, your spirit guides, and also your ancestors, because you will have ancestor spirits around you, and those may be people that you have lost in this lifetime. They may be people who you're related to, but they died before you were born, like a grandparent or great-grandparent. They can also be much further back in your timeline, like thousands of years ago. These are your ancestors, and so they may be from a culture that you don't connect to in any way, because your family has lived in another country for centuries or thousands of years. They can also be ancestors who were related to you in a previous lifetime. So in order to keep it much more brief, I just say your spiritual team, but I'm referring to all of these beings when I say that, because I realized I said that earlier and that might have been a bit unclear. And your Sacred Traveler Oracle card says, narrow pathway, tread thoughtfully. So again, being mindful and just remembering that this is not your entire life. This is just a narrow pathway that you've come to on your journey. The terrain has gotten a little bit steep or a little bit rugged and difficult to cross, but you will cross it and you will get to somewhere that is much firmer and much more familiar to you. You know, like a green landscape or a beach, you know, whatever you feel most drawn to, whatever you feel most comfortable with, you will get back to that state again. It's just that you've got to overcome this hurdle, and we will all get hurdles thrown to us in life. We will all go through these difficult periods, but I see things getting better for you. So let's put your charms on top now, group number 3. So group number 3, what is the next step in your journey? Okay. So this ball that was rolling away, this is Snowflake Obsidian Ball, and this is about overcoming obstacles. I forgot to mention that we've got Pisces energy with the moon and Aquarius with the star card, wishing upon a star, but also with the swords cards that we've got here, we've got all of the air signs. So that is Gemini, Libra and Aquarius. That might be your sign. It might be quite prominent in your chart, perhaps, if it's not one of your main signs. But don't worry if that doesn't resonate with you. It could only be for a few people. So we've got the initials here, A and G. So that could mean something to you as a first name, surname, place name, company name, for example. But again, don't worry if it's not for you. So I see the autumn charm here, which came out in another reading. So that may be when things start to change for you. Or if you are watching this at a time where autumn is not 6 months away for you, if it's not reachable in that time, then it may be that something happened in autumn that is causing you to feel this way, or that's causing you to feel so down. Because I see the gun here, and the gun is my symbol for all of those negative emotions that we carry around with us: anger, guilt, resentment, blame, shame, hurt, pain, sadness, jealousy, bitterness, all of these things. It's time to drop that gun down the well. Let's just drop it and it's gone. So we need to release yourself of these feelings, because you've got this beautiful heart. I love that this heart has come out. This is saying that you have this beautiful heart and you have this beautiful ability to give and receive love. So don't feel like you will never be able to do that again. I see with this flexible charm that's landed like this, you've been bending over backwards for someone, or for several people. You've been bending over backwards to facilitate someone else's wants or needs, and you've been pushing your own needs to the side. And then I feel like for many of you, that person has just said, okay, thanks for all of the energy you've given me and all of the time and the love and support, now bye. And they've just left, and they've took your energy with them. And you were just so shocked by that. You were just like, how could it happen that I've trusted someone and given them so much of my time and love and beautiful care and energy, and then they've just took it and left without giving anything in return. So I feel like that's the situation for a lot of you. I can also see the manta ray here, and this is talking about following your intuition, and it's not planning too far ahead, and it's not rushing forward. It's just saying the manta ray lies with his belly flat against the ocean surface, and so any little vibrations or little ripples that come his way, they inform him about who is around and what's happening and when is the right time to move forward and look for food. So they in many ways have a very strong intuition, because they have this very sensitive tummy that is listening to all of the little changes and cycles and vibrations going on around them. So it's saying, be like that. Don't think or worry too much about the future. Just try and move forward based on where you're feeling pulled and what you're feeling you need to do. So I also see the true love symbol here. So again, you will find love if that's something that you're really worried about. And I do feel that for a lot of you, this is about relationships. Nearly all of you, in fact. If this isn't resonating, by the way, because I feel like this is for some specific situations, feel free to go back and pick another pile. I'm also seeing Father Christmas here. So when I get Father Christmas, it makes me think of winter time. So that may also be when things change for you. And we have the cartouche. Now this doesn't come out very often in my readings. This is quite a rare charm to get. But when we get this, it says that you are divinely protected for your entire lifetime and after that as well. So the cartouche, it has the Eye of Horus in, which is a highly protective symbol. And the ancient Egyptians, they would write someone's name here, and then they would wear this as a necklace or carry it around with them. It would also be put in tombs, and it basically meant this person is protected through their entire lifetime and into the afterlife as well. So this feeling of protection carrying across over several lifetimes, very powerful charm. And the wrench here is also telling you that things will get more stable for you. Things will work out soon, things will get better. Now we've got the gauntlet, so this is what you throw down when you want to challenge someone to a duel. And so this is saying you feel challenged, or you feel like you wanted to have it out with someone and you wanted to get explanations from someone for why they were acting the way that they were. And the cards are kind of telling you, don't worry if you didn't get that, because it's fine that you didn't get that. You don't need that. All you need to know is that this person was terrible, or this person was not a good person, and they will get their karma. And if you have been hurt by someone in love or in work or in friendships or family, I could do a reading of what will their karma be for causing whatever situation led to you feeling this way. Like if someone has mistreated you or abused or neglected you, I can do what will their karma be to see what will come their way as a result of what they've done. So if you do want to see a reading like that, let me know in the comments. So there's also here the movie camera. And the movie camera is this feeling of everything is working out behind the scenes for you right now. So if you can't imagine how things can improve, or if you can't imagine having a better life for yourself, that's fine. You can release the need to know. You can just drop that penny in the well and say, I'm leaving it up to you, universe. I'm not giving you any kind of plan as to how I want things to work out. Just you take care of it, because it's like you are waiting behind the scenes. Everything's being worked out, and now it's going to be your time to step out on the stage and be in that spotlight. But you're just not aware of it yet. Everything's just working out for you. And then here we've got the octopus, and he is entangled in this worry thread. So the octopus is talking about someone who is very busy, someone who has a lot on their plate and they've got a lot of things to juggle. And then the worry thread is talking about worry. So you may be feeling very anxious, very worried because you have a lot of things to do, or you feel like you need to get a lot done. You need to keep yourself busy. As I said earlier, if you're someone who's trying to drown out their thoughts by keeping themselves busy, it's just reminding you that a better way of doing that is just to be mindful and to be able to have a mindfulness practice like meditation or yoga. That's going to be a lot more healthful for you. So let me see which set of dice I'm going to roll for you now, group number 3. 6. Okay, so that is the Voyagers story cubes. And how many of these dice am I rolling for group number 3? 2. Okay, so the reason why I do that, if you're new to my channel, I use a lot of different divination techniques because I like to see synchronicities in charms and in dice and cards, for example. But I always roll to see how many dice I'm going to pull, because I don't want to roll, say, all 9 dice if 7 of them are not going to give you a message that's relevant to you, or if 7 of them are just going to tell you something random that will then confuse you, because that's not helpful. So what is coming up in the next step of your journey, group number 3? Okay, yeah, so we've got this potion here, which makes me think of the yin and the yang, balancing the masculine and feminine within us, balancing the light and the dark. It's like coming back into right alignment here, because it's too much of the darkness here. It's pushing out the white, the yang energy. The masculine energy is being pushed out here. So it's time to build that into a more perfect balance here. So that's what I see when I get that dice. And also here we've got the dice that just, it looks to me like the buffering symbol, you know, when YouTube stops working and then you just get this horrific symbol that no one wants to see. So this is just this feeling of, it will take time, and I know you don't want to hear that, so I'm feeling like things will start to get better for you around the later end of the 6-month period. It may be from like 4 months onwards that you start to see like tangible improvements, but this is the next step of your journey. You are on a healing journey. You will get better. This is not the end for you. As I said before, you have so much left to experience and to bring to this life, so much left to see and to do and to feel and to give and to create. And just because it feels like a period of slowness or sluggishness or not a lot happening or just kind of wallowing feeling, it will not last forever. You will eventually cross this bridge, you will get to the other side of the shore, and you will be able to dismount into a better place. The sun will rise again. If you're looking at the moon card, what follows the moon? It's the sun. So following the healing and the anxiety and the worry comes the truth, the victory, the optimism, the confidence, the happiness. So do just keep that in mind as you move forward, group number 3. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Please do let me know in the comments how it resonated with you. And also, if you enjoyed the video, please do like, share with a friend and subscribe, because that really, really helps my channel. It's lovely to see how much it's growing. If you'd like to book a private reading, the link to my Etsy page is in the description box. And if you want to help out the channel, I have my Patreon page where I do exclusive pick a card videos and monthly prize draws to win a reading with me at the end of every month. I was also offering angel healing on there recently, and I plan to do more things like that kind of spontaneously. And I want to get just more stuff uploaded on there generally, kind of figuring it out and seeing what people like best on there. You also get to vote for the latest cards to come out. But I also want to say again, thank you so much to She's Lorny for sending me a lovely happy tarot. I'm so pleased that we'll be able to keep using this in the future, and I'm already thinking of ways that I can make it more thematic going forward. If you would also like to be so kind and generous and send a deck to the channel, I have put an Amazon wish list in the description box with some decks that I would really, really love to receive. Please do email me and let me know beforehand so that we can figure it out. Because it may be that Amazon is not delivering to where I live at that time. There's been a lot of problems with Amazon recently. Or if you want to make a one-off donation or leave a tip for this reading, thank you so much. There is a PayPal link in the description box. But thank you so much for joining me today, group number 3. It's been lovely to give you these messages and pass on lovely, beautiful, healing and encouraging messages for you today. It's been an honor to read these cards for you. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye. Take care.